Hello, I'm Ed and welcome to another episode of Built. Thanks for joining us. In today's episode, we are heading down to the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit to do some more pre-season testing ahead of the first round of my Ginetta GT Academy season, and things don't exactly go to plan.
Right guys, so this morning I am going to Brands Hatch. I've never raced this circuit before. It's obviously bucket list circuit for anyone who's interested in racing. So today I'm super excited. I'm just getting ready in the hotel room I stayed at last night. Don't want to be late for the actual arrival on circuit, so I've booked a hotel like literally 5 minutes down the road. So stayed over last night and I was panicking like mad. I thought, oh no, because last night, torrential rain, like torrential, aquaplaning on the motorway, everything. And as I actually look out of the window this morning, it's sort of blue skies and bright sunshine and loveliness. So, super happy. Would have actually been interesting to try and get some practice in the rain, because I have still never had any track sessions in any rain. A bit of drizzle, but no rain. So, it's one thing that I'm interested to see if it's necessary. But to be honest, I'm just excited to get down to Brands. I'm just super excited to get on track. Got about 40 minutes before I need to be there, so I'm well early, but I'm too excited, so I'm just gonna get down there anyway.
Whoop whoop, Brands Hatch. Whoa, this looks awesome. There it is! There's the circuit! Oh my god. Chapman's kiosk. I love that. I love the way they do homage to all the famous names of racing. Very clear day, so we got here it's about 10:45 to 8 at the minute. It's literally dead. I can imagine on race day this is just absolute chaos. Right, I need to find this tunnel to go under this bridge and get around to go find the team. Wow, there's the turn. There's Druids. I love it. This is so awesome. Yes, this is pit lane access. This is where I'm going. Go down under the tunnel. Whoa, I need to watch the curves on these wheels. Can't see it through there. Tunnel. And we're literally going under the circuit right now. Whoa, so it's popping up in the middle of the track now. Wow, there's Druids on my left. There's Druids. Oh wow, it does look a bit greasy actually today. I'm gonna have to be on my toes. Right, I'm gonna sign off because I need to focus on what I'm doing now. So this is the big truck that most of the cars deliver and sort of thing. And here's Angus walking past now in the background. Say hello, mate. And here's Max.
Hi, Ed. Hello.
So yeah, we're just prepping. Wow, the wind is so cold. It's actually making my eyes water. Crazy. So yeah, just literally getting ready now to get onto this live track. I'm going to show you the other side of the pit, because this is a really cool thing about Brands. The pit is in the middle. The operating pit is in the middle of the circuit, so you have to go under a tunnel to get to it, which you might have seen in the video that I did just at the start. But that means in the background, on both sides, you've got the amazing facility all the way around. It's just awesome, this place. So here at Hatch, ready to go out. It's my first ever time driving the course. It's first time even being at the circuit. I've never even been here as a fan racing. It's always been too far away for me to go. So I'm here today. I can't wait to get out of the track. Everyone's getting prepped and ready. About 15 minutes before the track goes live. Just thought I'd get a quick to show you guys up and down the pit lane. And then my phone is going off because I'm going to be focusing all day.
After a couple of hours in the morning going round the track and trying to go faster and faster, I asked Max Coates, my driver development coach, who was also with me on my first day at Blighton Park, to join me in the passenger seat to give me some advice on how I could really push things even further. As time went on, more and more laps down, I was overtaking cars left, right and centre. Other Ginettas, Lotuses and even Porsches. I was really feeling pretty confident. Max decided to set me a bit of a challenge. We came up behind a Radical SR3. Now a Radical is fundamentally a complete race car. It is known to be incredibly fast, possibly even more so than my Ginetta race car. We followed the Radical for a few laps, until I actually managed to get past and overtake the Radical. In my sheer excitement, my confidence became misplaced. The impact was a bit nasty. We caused a red flag and the whole track had to stop. The medical vehicle came over. The tow truck drove us back to the pits. I was absolutely devastated. I'm very glad to say both myself and Max Coates got out completely unscathed. Knowing that, the team jumped straight on the car in a frenzy. After a cup of tea and a biscuit, myself and Max got the V-Box data from the car and tried to analyse what went wrong.
So, this is Ed's crash at Rams. At the moment it's all going pretty well. On the way out it's not going so well. You'll hear the car going and just spins the rear wheels up, clash the curve, spin it round and we hit the wall on the inside. And that's unfortunately game over. That's as quick as it can go wrong.
After the excitement of overtaking the Radical, I simply went into the corner way too hot. I went wide and ended up on a slippy bit of curb on the outside of the corner under the acceleration zone. This broke traction with the rear right wheel and spun the car heading towards the barrier. At that point, we were just passengers. It's in these moments more than ever, I'm reminded how dangerous motorsport can be. I take solace in the fact that myself and Max came out of the accident completely unscathed. However, the same cannot be said for the car. I was devastated because it certainly meant the end of my day testing.
Fortunately managed to get away with it. It's not as bad as I first feared. We've got an upright that's taken the brunt of the force at this point on the back here. It's not gone through to the chassis. Roll bars and suspension behind there are actually not too bad, which is great. They don't seem to have been affected. Got a snapped brake disc, as you can see, and a bent shock absorber. And to be honest, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. The rest of it is all superficial bodywork, so that's not the end of the world, I've been told. I'll get it back in the factory and hopefully try and see if we can get back out by Friday.
After all this morning's hype, absolutely gutted that I'm not going to be able to finish the rest of the day. I mean, it's only 10 minutes to 12 now, and I've been out the car for about 40 minutes now after pranging it into the wall. Day, bad day. Never nice. I'm more bothered about the fact that I'm not going to be able to get in the car today. I mean, the car can be repaired, but that's the whole of the track when I could be practicing. And we've only got probably a week and a half left before the first race, so it really is a bit of a killer not to be out on track with all the lads. And you know, everyone's getting really competitive now, so let's hope they can get it repaired. And fair play to Ginetta, obviously. These guys are really doing, working really hard to stay back in the factory now to see if they've got the parts ready so that they can crack on. And also worth mentioning how fantastic everybody was here at Brands Hatch. That was a pretty nasty crash. My instructor said it was a bit of a big one, so if a very experienced racing driver like Max says that, then definitely it's got to be something. But just a bit of a scary shunt, not even a shunt, spin and a bank. It was a bit hairy at one point. In the moment in that spin, I was like, oh god, we are actually going towards this barrier pretty bloody quick. Like I say, Max actually said that he closed his eyes. He must have been terrified. I feel terribly guilty for putting him in that position.
Just to reiterate, because sometimes it really cannot be appreciated, this is how fast the cars are going when we're on track. As if the day couldn't get any worse, a fellow GTA driver had gone off at one of the fastest parts of the circuit. he was very lucky not to be harmed.
One of the other GTA cars who we're here with today has had a worse crash than me. I'm not going to say the person's name, and I'm not going to show you the footage of the car because it'd be unfair on them, and they're obviously devastated because the car is in a really, really bad way. Like the front end, the back end is just gone. Yeah, it does make you think there's a hell of a lot of risk we're putting ourselves under, but how strong are these cars? I cannot believe it. I mean, that impact that this other crashes must have had to turn the car into that. Jesus, I mean, that would have been one hell of an impact. And the guy is just walking about. I mean, he's shaken. He's definitely shaken. People are getting him a cup of coffee and trying to tell him to sit down and stuff. But you know, he's fine. He's not injured. He's absolutely fine. He's lost it at one of the big speedy parts of the track. So yeah, makes you think, but it also gives me confidence because I just see, even at a serious impact like that, you know, these cars handle it and they're strong and they do well, and it's remarkable. So I'm sort of happy, I'm over the moon with the fact that I've got some evidence of a really, really strong car here, and it's not had to be me that suffered from it. Obviously devastated, I'm not going to be in the car for the rest of the day, but part of racing, I guess. I'll just put it down to experience and try my hardest not to let it happen again. But yeah, let's hope we can get the car done by, hey, oh, there's a really nice car coming down here, lovely McLaren, if you guys can see that, looks awesome. Woo! That's a bit cool. So yeah, video's not been what it was meant to be for the selfie version of Brands Hatch, but we're back on Friday, so try and make it up to everybody then.
Due to the accident on the previous day's testing, I was keen not to miss any more track time. I had a bit of a splurge and I treated myself to a helicopter ride down to Brands Hatch. Slightly different for day 2. We were now on what's known as the Brands Hatch Indy circuit, which is the shorter version of the Brands Hatch circuit where you don't go through what's known as the GP loop towards the back. I was also back in the car with a different driver coach today, James Keller, the 3 times British GT5 champion and also my head SimTrack sim coach. I've been working with James at the SimTrack simulator on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. I was keen to show James what I could do. Whilst a track day didn't provide me with the opportunity to practice the entire circuit that I would be racing on in the first race weekend of the Ginetta GT Academy, what it did do is provide me the opportunity to practice Paddock Hill Bend, one of the fastest and most difficult undulating corners on the Brands Hatch GP circuit. And by the end of the day, I was feeling confident.
It is wet, and it's the first time I've ever driven a car in the wet, and it's eye-opening. It's definitely a bit scary, so there's a lot going on. But in terms of actually sort of moving forward, if I hadn't have tried it in the wet, I would have been in a horrendous scenario if the first race weekend was actually a rainy weekend. I'd have been going 80% tilt in the dry, and you just cannot do that.
I was back in the car with Max Coates. For obvious reasons, Max felt it was best for him to go out and drive the car first and show me what to do in these wet weather conditions. I found it remarkable how different the driving style needs to be in the wet. The lines you have to take, the way you press the brake pedal, the way you get on the gas. All of these were completely different from trying to go as fast as you can in the dry. I felt like I was learning how to be a racing driver all over again. And then very bravely, Max got back in the passenger seat.
That is it from Brands Hatch testing. catch, we are done. Next time I am here, it is a race day. Really, really good day. It's been really great. Managed to get a really good time from it. Amazing to see what the car does in the wet with the wet setup as well. Buzzing. Just can't wait for the first race now. I'm so excited.
So there we have it, my first big smash and the car's already repaired. I hope you find that really interesting because I certainly found it incredibly eye-opening to see how quick someone like Ginetta, as a small car manufacturer, they can actually turn around those repairs so quickly. I was pretty gobsmacked by that, I'm not going to lie. Pre-season testing is about getting to grips with the car, especially as a rookie before your first race. You want to get that experience in the seat time, you want to understand all the little foibles, you want to understand how the aero works, you want to understand how your tyres go off, you want to understand where your brake bias goes off, you want to understand where your brakes start to deteriorate. After a 20-minute session, they will go, you'll be putting that pedal to the floor because they will run out. Any advice that I can give to anybody who's already just about started the journey or is thinking about it or is specifically thinking about doing the GTA Academy for 2022 or anything like that, get as much pre-season testing done as you can before that first race. It is unbelievably valuable. I'm so glad that perhaps you might be able to learn from my mistakes and not make them yourself. In pre-season testing, you want to try and learn the track, but where you want to be pushing it, I suppose, is going to be in qualifying. It's going to be in the races. There is no point in risking your life as well as the car just testing it. However, on the flip side of that, you need to know where the limits are. And I personally believe that that's the difference between a sort of a rookie driver on one hand and a more experienced racing driver. As a rookie, I'm going to have to go through this. And if you were going to be doing motorsport yourself and you're watching this video thinking what to do, you're going to have to go through this as well. As always, please do not hesitate to subscribe to the channel. It really does help us with the YouTube algorithm, and make sure you hit that bell icon to select all so that you know when new videos are released, following us through the journey of becoming a racing driver. So from me and all the team at Built, thank you so much again for watching. See you next time.